a classic head, neck, and back massage by Melissa. ASMR massage. I begin by gently rubbing my hands over the entirety of the back, feeling the left and the right sides, the lower and the upper portions of the back, feeling for any areas of tension. For this massage, I decide to use one of my favorite massage bars. Its oils promote a deep sense of tranquility and peace. Laying it on the skin, it begins to melt, providing the perfect surface for a nice, relaxing massage. Placing the massage bar in my hands, I begin to rub my hands, speeding up how quickly it melts, applying it all to my palms and my fingers, and placing my hand on one side of the back and the other hand on the other side of the back. I spread the oil all around, and letting my hands and the massage bar rest on the back. And in my hands, I continue the process of allowing it to slowly melt and cover the entirety of the back. I just use my hands to spread it around using nice, long, continuous strokes. Occasionally placing the massage bar back in my hands to increase how quickly it melts. Once I have applied a sufficient amount of oil, I begin to thoroughly spread the oil across the back, starting at the spine. I use long horizontal strokes from the spine to the side. Moving up and down the back, and then moving to the other side of the back. I use the same movements, spreading the oil from the spine down to the sides. Moving up and down the back. Preparing the back for this nice, smooth, relaxing massage. Once the oil has been applied to the entirety of the back, I begin to use my fingers to create half moons up and down the back. Starting at the spine and going down to the side, drawing a moon with each hand. I move up and down the back, repeating the pattern again and again to create a nice sense of peace. I then move to the other side of the back and use the same motions, making half moons using the pads of my fingers from the spine all the way down to the side. Moving up and down the back several times. I then focus on both sides of the spine, taking 2 fingers, one on each side. I run them down from the neck all the way to the lower back. Do this several times. I then focus on using my thumbs and drawing short lines away from the center of the back, using a quick repeating motion with both thumbs. I then use the same moon drawings, but instead with my fingers, I focus on using my thumbs and staying near the spine, really working the muscles right next to the middle of the back. I use moderate pressure and go up and down several times before moving to the other side of the back and repeating the same motion. Then just begin to glide my hands all over the back, transitioning into a tapping motion, just using the tips of the fingers. I tap up and down, mostly in a horizontal movement, all up and down one side of the back. I try to be just random enough so that each placement of the fingers is unexpected. I then move to the other side of the back, and with the same tapping motion, I focus on this half of the back, again moving up and down the back, but being random enough so that each tap is unexpected. I then transition into the karate chop technique, where I use the side of my hands but keep my fingers relatively loose. and karate chop one half of the back. I then use the same technique on the other half of the back, making sure to keep it nice and even. I then counter that motion with nice, long, soothing strokes using the palms of my hands, working from the shoulders, slightly down the back, and working my way back up, putting a fair amount of pressure on the shoulder and swooping all the way to the base of the back. I allow a few fingers just to come in contact with the neck so that these 3 sections can all enjoy the long strokes of my hand. Spending a fair amount of time on the shoulders and the neck as I sense some tension in these areas. I then begin to really knead the shoulders with my thumb. Moving over to the other side of the back, I start with the same long strokes, beginning at the shoulder and running my hands all the way down to the lower back. Again, feeling some tension, I repeat this movement multiple times. Each time I come to the lower back, I rub my hands, kind of like walking up back to the shoulders. Then focus on incorporating the neck and the shoulders together, running my hands just from the neck to the edge of the shoulders. Pushing down with moderate pressure as I go. I then squeeze the shoulder between my fingers and my thumbs and quickly begin to knead one shoulder with my thumbs. Then I go around the shoulder blade several times before I move on to the other half of the back and the other shoulder. Again, squeezing it between my fingers and my thumbs, I quickly knead this area, using mostly my thumbs. And then going around the shoulder blade, just with nice long strokes. I then return to kneading the shoulder and the upper back, feeling some more tension in this area. I then begin to slowly incorporate the head and the neck and the back to one strong motion, starting at the hairline, going down the neck, and all the way down the back. Then focus on the neck, using squeezing motions. And incorporating some more of the head and the neck massage into one. Then move into a very light massage portion for the back, just using the fingers and very quick piano playing taps. Letting the fingers fall individually, very quickly, all over one half the back, before moving on to the other half and repeating the same piano playing fingers up and down the other side of the back. I then use the same tapping methods and occasionally touch the neck and the head. And then smooth out the back and the shoulders with long strokes of the hands. Using firm but gentle pressure. And then move just to the neck, the shoulder area. Begin to stretch out the neck. Placing one hand on the head and moving up, and the other on the neck and moving down. I stretch the muscles and apply a decent amount of pressure to relax this area of the body. I then work perpendicular to this on just the neck and the base of the head, squeezing and stretching out just those muscles. Moving slightly further up the head each time. Then begin to focus more and more on the head. Applying a decent amount of pressure with my hand as I squeeze and go down the neck and back. Eventually making it get all the way to the top of the head. With this motion, I only open the hand, but don't close it. Apply pressure at the fingertips, and then let that pressure be spread out as I open the hand and come closer to the neck and hand. I then decide to use the shampoo method all over the scalp, briskly shaking my fingers and applying nice pressure to the entirety of the scalp. Then rub my hands in the direction of the hair, running my hands from the scalp to the neck, all the way onto the shoulders. Making sure that I apply a nice amount of pressure right behind the ears. Doing this motion multiple times to incorporate multiple areas of the body. And then take both hands and I place them on either side of the head, behind and above the ears, and squeezing them together, I move up and away from the top of the head and then release, and coming back again and again squeezing the head, bringing my hands together and releasing them from the scalp. starting out firm and then getting just lighter and lighter with the pressure with each repeating movement.